Yo, this setup is absolutely insane. It is Agers Scepter, Felwinters Helm on the warlock, and a Stasis subclass. It just makes things bloody easy. Watch this. So I'm doing like a little loop of play. I'm freezing the enemies with my Agers, very easy to do. I'm going to finish this guy, get my buff off Felwinters. Everything else around there is debuffed now. They're dizzy, they can't really do out. Not only are they dizzy, they're frozen, so we're just taking the mick out of them really. Again, debuffed there with the finish. I throw my melee, they're all debuffed as well. Continuous loop of play. Next guy, I'm going to finish him, debuff everything else around that area there. Stick my rocket into that guy, he's debuffed, he's going to take a lot more damage. There you go, I'll repeat it. So here's my finisher, debuff him, kill him nice and easy. He's frozen, he's dizzy, don't know whether he's coming or going. Finish him, bang, they're all debuffed, melee, bang, they're all debuffed. Take extra damage, dizzy, can't do out, frozen, you feel sorry for him, I don't. Dregs, I hate him, little Ted bags, he's debuffed, Scepter, get your shield up, hang on a minute, you can't, can you? If you want to see the build, I'll show you it after this clip. Let me know what you think again, for people, I appreciate the feedback. So this is the build I've been running, it's flipping brilliant. I based it around Felwinters, Agers and a Stasis subclass. A Shade Bandit in particular on my warlock is really strong. This helmet is really good also. I mean, it does look like he's got a canoe on his head, but I promise you the exotic helmet is pretty good. So yep, I based it around Felwinters. It's a melee based, finisher based sort of helmet. What it does is it emits a burst of like a debuffing effect around enemies. Powered melee final blows create a burst of energy that weakens nearby targets. Finishes of final blows against more powerful targets will increase the radius of the burst and the length of the weakening effect. So if you kill like a champion with a melee or a finisher, the radius is really strong and the effect also lasts like a really long time. But even against little lads, it's really good just for like little short bursts, maybe like 4 or 5, 6 seconds as well. And it also like does like a blinding effect, like you've hit them with a blinding grenade, which is also obviously very handy as well for ad control, helping your teammates out, etc. What I've done is I've based it around melees as much as I possibly can. And what I've done in order to do this, I run this mod here, Elemental Shards. Stasis shards count as a stasis elemental wells for you, so any shard that I create, it's going to think that it's an elemental well. And how I take advantage of them wells is elemental charge. Every time I pick up one of these shards, it's going to make me ×2 charge with light. And then what I do to sort of take advantage of the charge of light, again, it's a melee based build. So what I've done is I have put this mod on here, heavy handed. I've run it a couple of times on a few different builds. While I'm charged with light, I'm going to regain half of my melee energy back whenever I use one, but it's going to consume one of my charges of light. But on a shade binder with elemental shards, you can create shards literally all the time, so I'm always going to be ×2 charge with light, therefore I'm always going to be getting my half of my melee back all the time, so I can constantly get the most out of Felwinters Helm. The other mod that I like to run is Font of Might, because what that does is it gives me 25% extra damage on my stasis weapons for 10 seconds. I'm running Agers, so I'm going to get, every time I pick up one of these shards, I'm going to get extra damage on my Agers, 25% extra damage on my Rage Regret. You can run the sword if you want, the Zephyr, is it? That's also a stasis sword if you choose. And then the final mod that I run is Reactive Pulse. Gain a powerful overshield while performing a finisher. As I've mentioned a couple of times, it's a finisher build, so every time I finish something, I'm going to get a nice powerful overshield. And then this perk here at the top, while charged with light, when you take damage while surrounded by combatants, you emit a burst of damaging arc energy. So it's a bit similar, it's not as good as Risk Runner, but it's good, it does like a burst of arc, so it's quite good. You might see in the clips, so if you froze a group of enemies with your grenade or your Agers Scepter and there's someone else shooting you, it's going to proc that arc like damage based, and if they're frozen around you they just get destroyed by it. It's really strong, it's quite good when it procs. With regards to my aspects and fragments, this one is the most important one. Glacial Harvest, you must run this one because freezing targets create stasis shards all the time. The bigger the enemy, the more shards you create. You need that so I can constantly get my elemental shards up to get my charger light, etc, etc. Frost Pulse is the one I run. Again, you can change that up if you want to run something else. I like Frost Pulse because it works with reactive pulse quite well. If I'm getting surrounded, I'll freeze them, and if I take any type of damage, that reactive pulse perk, the arc blast, is going to kick in and it'll destroy anything else that's frozen around me as well, and the frozen. So again, you can run whatever you want in your fragments. I'm not going to go into every single one of them, I'll just show you the two that I run. You can buff it out as long as you have Glacial Harvest on, and these two here. Whisper of Hunger increases the melee energy gained from picking up stasis shards, so you're going to get even more melee energy back. Whisper of Fractures, your melee energy recharges faster when you are near 2 or more targets. So again, melee based sort of fragments. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let the clips run out and see if you can pick up what I was saying about the reactive pulse and the heavy handed going off and my charger light, etc, and my Phantom Might going off. Let us know what you think, take it easy.